video of the unknown. What is it? Is it real? And what is it doing there?
Now they're speaking out, saying there are UFOs in U.S. airspace and they need to be taken seriously.
A family in Highland, Michigan believes their house is actually haunted and thinks something is harming their little girl.
They're unidentified in U.S. airspace.
The U.S. Navy has finally acknowledged that videos appearing to show UFOs flying through the air are real.
I'm Todd Bates. I've been investigating the paranormal for years, yet still have no definite answers. Join me on this mysterious journey as we discuss all things paranormal, right down to the little gnomes. Why do millions experience these mysterious phenomenon, yet we have no proof? Welcome to Haunted Voices Radio, where I try and gather the pieces that may one day form yet another puzzle.
And a good evening, one and all. My goodness.
That intro is amazing. I just have to say it. You know it is, but I have to say it.
That was so much fun.
No one uses this word anymore, so I'm going to use it. That's rad. Okay?
Rad.
That's rad.
I got the rad word. Hey, welcome to Haunted Voices, everybody. My goodness. November 9th. I'm blown away by this whole time thing. I think we're stuck in some kind of warp.
Honestly, I know. And I don't know if it's just me, but it almost feels like I'm trying to get in the holiday spirit, but it's coming up so fast.
Yeah.
That it's different this year. And I'm sure I'm not the only one.
It's a blow to the head this year. It's crazy. Right after Halloween, here comes Christmas stuff. Here we are, folks. Time's flying by.
Right.
We've got an awesome show. We've got Patricia V. Davis. Andrew Diego is going to be joining us here in a little while of Lyvia's house. We're going to be, oh my goodness. We're going to have fun talking about this and just some giveaways, some movie swag and stuff too, Nicole.
You know it.
You know. Yeah. Fun stuff.
Good stuff.
We're going to get them up here in a minute. I got to tell you something, Nicole. I went on an investigation Saturday night with my daughter and Sherry.
You did. See? I knew you were going to get back out there. I just knew it.
It was an all-night thing. It was a lot of fun.
Wow.
I brought my recorder, but I didn't use it because I knew the consequences if I did.
Oh my gosh. Here we go. Here we go.
I would become hooked once
I'm
again.
kidding.
But it was really cool. I went with Jason Snyder and crew, the Crawford County, Illinois Ghost Center Society, at this old abandoned nursing home. It was
wow,
amazingly active. And we were sitting in this one hall. I want to get this out real quick because I haven't seen one of these in a long time. The shadow beings.
Oh, yeah.
They were going back and forth in the hallway. Sherry, we all saw them. It was all collective. It was crazy. And they were caught on video. And it was an amazing night. And yeah, there's my daughter. Casey just popped in. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Wow. Cool.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun getting back out there and kind of blowing the rust off, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. My goodness. And an all night too. I remember that at Waverly. You could just see them like manifesting, like going left and right to left, and madness, but amazing though.
It's complete madness. I want to give a shout out to John Swenke. He's in there. Of course, Corey's listening tonight. And
fantastic.
Well, now what's going on with you? We haven't talked in a while, Nicole. It's been
I know, right? It's so funny because you and I talk almost, every day or every other day. Yeah, just been busy. I did some writing this weekend, and then I'm signing a new book contract this week that I'm co-authoring with Marie D. Jones and Denise Agnew.
Ooh.
So more details to come, but that's kind of the big highlight of the week. So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, that is good stuff. You're an amazing writer. Keep it going.
Oh, yeah, it's a learning process. I'm still learning. Life's a learning process. But
speaking of learning, we're going to learn about some filmmaking and all kinds of things. I want to tap into the heads of these two. There's some amazing stuff up here.
Absolutely.
Now, without further ado, folks, I know you want to talk some good stuff. Well, here we go. From the psychological thriller Livia's house. We have Patricia V. Davis and Andrew Diego with us. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you back, Patricia.
Hi, guys.
Hi, it's great to be back. Hi there, Andrew.
Hi,
Hi,
Patricia.
Todd. Hi, Nicole.
Hello, Patricia and Andrew. Nice to see you. I'm so glad that this came to be. This is amazing.
And we're sort of rocking like symmetrical, balanced back. It's kind of a strange thing. Yeah.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I picked a good view on this thing. My goodness. Patricia, I want to start with you here. Livia's house. You've been a busy girl. What's been going on here?
We just finished principal filming for Olivia's house. We got it actually we're still doing some pickups right now, like just here and there, but we've finished principal filming over the summer. And Andrew was in the film. Andrew plays Georgie Smalls, and he did a terrific job, and it was really an experience. It really was.
That's amazing, Patricia.
Yes.
I had no idea you were working on a screenplay. That is so cool.
COVID.
Yeah.
And then they shut the Queen Mary down.
Of course.
They shut her down. I would say it was just a couple of months after I had my big event there, and I was so excited about it. And so instead of getting blue about it, I decided let's just do something different. And I was up here. I'm way up north in California, up in Sutter County. And two things prompted this screenplay. One was a horrific series of murders that I'd heard about that I didn't know anything about. And then the other was something totally opposite, something really, really beautiful. And the two things came together, and that's how the screenplay came about. Did you know about the Juan Corona murders at all? Is that something that rings a bell?
Actually. No.
I'm so surprised that people don't know about this. I didn't know about it because, we had a number of serial killers in the 70s and so forth. And he was the biggest one at the time. What happened was he was hired by the orchard farmers up here to pick day laborers, migrants. Sometimes they were homeless, and they would pick peaches and things like that back in the 70s. And one night, a farmer realized that there was a giant man-sized hole in one of his orchards, and he thought that somebody had buried some trash, because apparently there's a problem up here with things like that, people going into the orchards and dropping things off and what have you. And so he called the police, and they uncovered a body.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, and then they uncovered 25 more bodies.
Wow.
All in that vicinity of where the first one was found?
All not very far from here at all, up Yuba City along the Feather River. And it was horrific. It was absolutely horrific. I wasn't up here, of course. And the interesting thing is the sheriff, he just started. He was like 3 months into his job. He was in his very early 30s, the poor man. And then this comes up. And we met him. The director and we met him. He's in his 80s now. And I mean, it was just like an incredible thing. And it turns out that actually everybody who lives up here, because it's a very small community, had some connection in some way with either the sheriff or the investigators. A lot of them actually knew the man. Supposedly, they thought he was a very nice man. And it was just kind of a mind-boggling thing, So
wow, that I can't believe I've never heard of these.
Yeah, it's and actually he just died. He died in prison just 2 years ago. He was 85.
Why do you think it was never more of a well-known story?
I can't figure it out, because anybody I talk to up here, the people who live up here know about it. But a lot of people, if you go to Sacramento, even a lot of people are not familiar with it. And you'd think, because we had the Zodiac Killer right around the same time, I think, wasn't it?
Right.
Around that
Yeah,
time. And
exactly.
yeah,
And that's
but I
very
think
well known, but wow.
right, exactly. And this one, I don't know. I really don't know why, because he was like the that's a lot of people, and they believe that there might have even been more. And it's really sad because a lot of them remain unidentified. I think they were able to identify 14.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
suppose in some ways it's a privilege for a small community to not sometimes have their worst periods of history well known, because then
That's
they
true.
escape the plight of having their entire community defined by that one thing.
That's true.
That's
so
very true. Yeah.
Very true. Like Flint, Michigan. No one will ever drink the water there again.
Exactly.
There you go. That's a good point. But I mean, and the other thing was that I spent my first spring up here, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, those orchards are stunning. They bloom, they're pink and they're white, and they just smell really lovely. And the poppies grow, all our golden poppies, state golden poppies. They're just gorgeous. We have sunflower fields up here, and all these lovely little planes. They're called, the crop dusters, and they fly like this, and they look like the plane North by Northwest. So,
I was just gonna say, I watched that movie like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just so the juxtaposition of the two things, the fact that it's so beautiful and it's such a lovely community. I mean, Andrew was up here for everybody treated us really well while we were filming. Everybody was very excited.
Yeah.
And so
that is the first thing that struck me when I first went up, was just how beautiful it was. Just everywhere at 360 degrees, wherever you looked, it was a postcard. It was just, and it was crazy to think that, I live in Southern California, and to think that I was in the same state somehow just felt just so foreign to me. It was just unlike anything I'd seen as far as the eye could see. It was really beautiful.
Wow. Northern California has such striking beauty.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, like to have something so majestically beautiful juxtaposed next to something so horrific and tragedy, it just makes for a very unique combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, a lot of people in all parts of California, I thought it was just me because I'm not originally from California, as I'm sure you can tell by my accent. But a lot of people are not aware that we have rice fields up here. What is it? Like 2/3 of the rice grown in the country is grown up here.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Driving up to Lake Tahoe, you take 99, and it just looks like green, bright green grass. And then you see all these beautiful white, what are those white birds called? Are they egrets? The ones that, dive in, they're diving into the water.
I think that's what they're called. Pelicans too, but yeah.
Pelicans, there are pelicans as well. And they dive into the water because the rice is grown in water. So it's just gorgeous. It's just really stunning, And that's what prompted the beauty of it, the people who live here and the way they treat each other and take care of each other, and then combined with the horrible murder.
So when you found out about the murders, did you like right away get an idea for the screenplay, or did it come about a few days later? How did that come about?
So it actually, because I've been, my husband's family has a rice farm up here, and we've been coming up here every year since we've been together, but only after harvest. So like in late October, November for Christmas. So I was never up here in the spring. So the thing that inspired it was my first spring up here. Like I said, I thought this is absolutely gorgeous. No wonder he loves it up here so much. It's just, it's really beautiful. And then I started, really getting to know some of the people in the neighborhood when my mother-in-law got sick, and everybody, jumped in to help her. And I'd never lived, I mean, New York, I'm from New York, so New York's not really quite like that. And this was like a whole community thing. My father-in-law passed away. Everybody brought food with them to the church, that kind of atmosphere, and I wanted to write about that. But I wanted to have a compelling, interesting story that would bring all that into play, but be the vehicle for something kind of spooky and interesting and fun. And not that murders are fun, but I wanted to do something like that. So
I hear you. When you can combine actual history with imagination, I think that lends to something very cool, very creative.
So the story that we have is it actually is supposed to take place 20 years after the murders took place. And we move the murders up. So like it's kind of really loosely based, or inspired by these things, because the murders took place in the 70s, and in our story, the murders took place in the late 90s, and the story takes place in 2018. So it's more like what happened as a result of those murders, like what were the ramifications, and how were people affected. And so there's a sort of a bad guy it's like a revenge plot in a way, but nobody really knows who this bad guy or this bad girl is, and who's causing the copycats and stuff like that. And that's how it. That's
wow. I watched the trailer on the website, and it just like sucks you right in.
Oh, you like it?
I mean, right in the first 2 seconds, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't stop watching this.
Very mysterious. It is. It's very tense. You're right, Andrew.
Yeah.
It is. It's a great teaser. I loved it. And
I'm so glad.
We're going to take a quick break, come back, talk more about this. This is going to be some good stuff coming up here, folks. Join us over there at WLTK-DB.com, or you can watch us on your favorite social media platform, wherever you're at. You can stay right there. We'll be back in just a few minutes. More Haunted Voices on the way. Stay tuned.
Meet Nicole Strickland. One of the leading San Diego paranormal researchers, Nicole offers a gentle and humble approach to working with spirit energies. Being the founder of the San Diego Paranormal Research Society, Nicole is no stranger to the unknown. Due to Nicole's vast knowledge of the paranormal, she is widely sought after for speaking engagements on topics like Children of the Paranormal, Paranormal Investigation 101 and 102, History of Spiritualism, and more. Not only does Nicole research the afterlife, but also writes about it, and is the author of several books pertaining to the paranormal and its history. Nicole has appeared on television shows like My Ghost Story, Travel Channel's Famously Afraid, Good Morning San Diego, and more. Have a conference or event coming up? Contact Nicole on her website, authorNicoleStrickland.com. That's authorNicoleStrickland.com.
Twenty minutes past the hour. You're tuned into Haunted Voices live right here, WLTK-DB.com. Go there, check it out. And I want to let you know as well that coming up after at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, Paranormal Pete is going to be having Ken Gerhard on the show today. My daughter Casey's going to love that. She's a huge Bigfoot fan, and she's probably going to kill me for saying that, because she's not. But he's coming up at 11:10 Central, folks. So be sure to tune in for that. Right now, we're talking with Patricia and Andrew of Lyvia's house. We're talking about some pretty wild, mysterious murders that took place, something that I couldn't believe happened, and mainstream media didn't get a hold of that. 25 people. You think that would be newsworthy of some kind, but the film itself, let's get into the story. Tara Manning, the character. Tell us about that, Patricia.
I'm sorry, I didn't really hear the question. What was it that you asked?
Tara Manning, the character.
Okay, so she's the main character, and she basically what happens is she meets someone, she falls in love. She's a very adventurous girl, and she moves up to this area, which we call River Oaks in the story, and he's an up and coming architect, and he's very excited that he was able to purchase this beautiful house, which once belonged to an artist named Lyvia. And he just got sort of a really great deal on it. So he's thrilled about this because, you know, he can impress his girl with this house. And Tara's a journalist, and she starts to get the idea that, you know, when Olivia disappeared, she just left. She basically up and left. She didn't really tell anyone why she was leaving, and she sold the house very cheaply, which is how Tara's boyfriend Johnny gets the house. And she starts to get this idea that there's really more to this story, you know, like why would she just go? And she asks about her here and there, and everybody, because Livia's, you know, was an artist, they're kind of flighty, a little bit different, a foreign art person from. She didn't really. She kind of stuck out in the community, and so they always thought of her as a bit odd. And they just, the murder was kind of the murders were kind of dismissed because they were so far, so far in the past. And when there's a copycat murder up there, Tara starts to wonder if there's any connection to Livia's disappearance, but nobody seems to think anything of it except for Andrew's character, who Andrew had made friends with. Andrew's character, Georgie, had made friends with Lyvia. And so he's pretty much the only one who's concerned about why she would have left, you know. And pretty much that she starts to hear things and see things. She thinks possibly she's losing her mind. You don't know if is the house haunted, or is something else going on. That's basically the plot.
Captivating.
Wow. Now, when can we expect to see this great project? What I mean, I know there's a lot that goes into it, Patricia. A lot of red tape and things have to go through before it's released. But what's a good time limit?
Well, right now it's in post-production, and that is, I mean, you produce a show, so you know that like there's so much involved. There's editing, you know, because it's not filmed in order. So the first editor does is he puts it all in order, and then you've got like 7 or 8 different takes that you've got to look through and decide which ones are the ones you want to keep. And then I just found out something that I thought was really interesting. After the whole thing's edited, and they do that several times, you know, they try to several different edits, then they see which one looks, you know, the best, has the best pacing, has the best sound, and so on. Then they color it, which I didn't know that, you know, so like.
Didn't know that either.
Yeah. So like, even though it's filmed in color, if you look at certain films, you'll see that they all have a different color palette. So like you get a different look to each film. And so that the coloring is on afterwards. Even now we've been putting up a few production stills and screenshots and so forth, and you can see the colors are really kind of dull because it hasn't been colored yet. And then even after even though everybody's mic'd when they're acting, and there's booms and all that, you still have to add sound after, and then you have the music, and then you have all the titles, and so it's a process.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, you know, so with all that said, we're thinking sometime next year, we're hoping that we can get it out to film festivals, you know, and maybe we're looking at a release 2023. around that time.
Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah, so
amazing. So, Andrew,
so
how did you get involved? Did you audition?
Well, I had known Patricia sort of tangentially through our connection at the Queen Mary,
Right.
and I think she sort of responded to my residency there, my work that I'd done sort of as this character at Dark Harbor, and I will never fully understand what spoke to her so deeply, yet I am grateful that it did, because I remember I was sitting right over there around this corner in my bathroom. I was shaving, and I get this long Facebook message from, and I recognized her name, but we hadn't really corresponded. And she just sort of kind of laid out this idea, this plan, this offer to sort of come on board as part of the, it was like a concept trailer at the time that we were working on. Well, actually, even before that, it was just a discussion. It was an invitation to have a discussion, and to read this script and connect with this character, which I gladly did. And I was just so excited to kind of, I guess I'm a big believer that when someone reaches out to you specifically with some sort of an offer or an invitation, it's, even if you end up saying no down the road or it not working out, it's a missed opportunity to not at least pursue and see what's on the table. So for me,
Right.
that's what really drew me in, was this woman, this creative woman, spent all this time with all of these specifics to invite me to be a part of this journey. I'm just so excited to see what it entails. So that's sort of how it began.
That
And he
is
blocked
truly
me on
amazing.
Facebook. No, I'm
And
just
she's
kidding.
still blocked, and I'm never going to unblock her.
Charging you by the letter.
Who told you could contact me? No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the only reason why we're able to be on this call now is because both of our lawyers, our legal teams, have had to do a lot of behind the scenes work to make this possible. Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't get along at all.
It's just, as you can
Yeah.
see what I have to put up with here. Yeah.
No, he describes it really well. I knew him through, like as Nicole said, through the work that he did on the Queen Mary. We had mutual friends in common. I contacted one of our friends and I said, I just see Andrew in this part. I know that we really haven't even spoken, but there's just something, his work, and he sings. He's an absolutely amazing singer. And I had, I spent a good deal of time on his page and listened to some of his songs and so forth. And I asked our friend, I said, do you think he would mind if I contacted him? And he said, no, go ahead. And, the worst he can say is no. But I got lucky because, that was a quiet time. That was right after COVID, and there were a lot of things. A lot of people were not working. So I was able to get some really good people that may have, thought that the project was too small if I'd, done it when there were lots of other opportunities. But this was a slow period of time. And, I really did visualize Andrew in the part. And I really wasn't wrong. He just does an amazing job. So I'm excited.
That's fantastic. And I'm just going to add in here that, the Queen Mary has this uncanny way. It's been since her inception of bringing people together and uniting people that are destined to meet and so forth.
So true.
Maybe the Queen Mary had a little hand in this.
She absolutely
I
did.
agree with that.
I
A million thousand percent. Yeah.
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 That's special. That's so special.
I definitely agree too. That the Queen Mary is a magical place. It's a magical place. And one thing I'm curious of, and now that we have Andrew here, I want to pick his brain for a moment. You have a lot of films out there, a lot of actors and actresses, and they get awards for some of these roles that they immerse themselves into. Andrew, how do you set yourself, or I should say, put yourself into character? I mean, how do you switch one personality off and then turn the other one on? I've always wondered about that.
Well, I mean, I think every artist, every creative person is different and has their own way into whatever the material is. For me, because I'm not a trained actor, I didn't go to drama school. I went to music school, and I sort of found my way into theater and into acting sort of as an auxiliary to music. But, singing is a form of acting, of course. It's communicating through so many different layers. And the way I like to work is finding whatever it is in a part or in a score or in a piece of material, finding the commonalities with me, with Andrew, with my life experiences, with the things that I've either been through or observed or known to be true in other people in my life. And I try to come at it from a place that's as real as possible and not, buried in layers of technique or whatever it may be. Because for me, so you can't sue me, I think that when you start to see a person's process as the first thing, it kind of takes you out of it. I don't want to see that. I just want to see the person. So that's sort of always my goal, is just to make it real and to make my connection to the piece authentic, because then I think that whoever's listening or watching will hopefully experience it the same way.
Well said.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
That was well said. I can't
That
believe I
was
got
well
that
said.
out in one.
You need to pat yourself on the back there
Hello.
for that one.
And now
It's
we have
totally
proof.
do.
It's recorded. Yes, there's a transcript.
I've
I
just
love it.
always wondered that, because there's some actors that have trouble getting out of these roles. I think
Yeah.
Val Kilmer's one of them, and he kind of just went.
Serious
Mush.
method.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, it's an interesting study. I mean, I'm fascinated by other actors' processes. It's not to say one is better than another, because it's certainly not. It's just, I know I could not live the true experience of a character and take that home with me and have that be my life in order to prepare for a role or perform a role. For me, that is just not healthy. But it's amazing when I see that other performers can do that and do it successfully and do it time and time again. It's just, I marvel at that.
Yeah, it's definitely something
Yeah.
to. It's amazing how they do it, and I was really curious as to how you prepared and things, because it just seems like something wild that they just flip a switch like that.
Yeah.
It can become the part, become that.
I'll
person.
also just add on that, in this particular case, working with Patricia and working with our director, Nico, and really the whole creative team, it was so collaborative and such a, everyone's ideas were always invited to become a part of the rewrites or how do we want to shift or shape this? And knowing that there was that freedom, that you weren't expected to, here's the page and this page must be brought to life as is without any discussion. To know that there was the freedom to have those conversations just made my job. And I think for my other actors as well on the project, it made it so much more of a joy to discover together. And I think
you would
Patricia
think,
was
oh,
yeah.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, not at
Sorry.
all. I was just gonna say, I think for Patricia especially, and you can speak to this, Patricia, but it felt like there was a dialogue between us at all times, which was very exciting.
Yeah. And you would think that that would be the way to go about every television project or film. But,
Right.
I mean, you hear these weird stories about there not being this open dialogue, and, that's going to affect every aspect of the project.
Yeah. I mean, I think in a lot of those cases, there are so many other factors besides telling a story and creativity that are actually in control. And we
Right.
didn't necessarily have to, deal with a network or a production company. We sort of had the luxury to do it our own way.
That's
Yes, it
amazing.
was a very small team. It was,
Yeah.
and everybody was wearing more than one hat, and so we just all felt like we were just in it together in some ways, So everybody got the opportunity to just put in their 2 cents, about what they thought and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, and in fact, I just saw one of Andrew's scenes, and something was
Wasn't I
actually.
amazing?
Yes.
I love it.
Because there was actually there was something added in, like they gave Andrew an additional moment that wasn't in the script, and I just saw it for the first time, and it was just fantastic. Like it just added to it and stuff. So it's really fun to see it. come together. And
Yeah.
and yes, I do think, Nicole, that the Queen Mary has a lot to do with it. Just meeting our friend and then being introduced to Andrew through that friend and so on. It's like it's
no accident.
it's
It's
an
not
energy.
a coincidence. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's definitely an energy.
That's part of her magic.
Yeah, it looks like we have some new people tuning in here. Linda's in there, and it looks like
Hi, Linda.
You guys may have a stalker from YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
That's
I love
our
that
friend.
picture of him with the butterfly on his nose. It's like such
Yeah.
a classic. I love that photo, Joe.
Yeah, I'm glad everybody can join us. I mean, it's tough getting everybody together for a live show. A lot of people watch the replays and things. I mean, but it's a Tuesday night. We're talking about an amazing film here, amazing project, and hearing some behind the scenes things that went in there. And there's some swag you were talking about, Patricia. Tell us about some swag.
So we're going to give away a couple of different things. Well, first of all, if you are interested in the swag, after the movie comes out, once you see it, obviously I wouldn't spend a penny on it until you think that you like it. But there's an online store that's run by Seder Moon, and Seder Moon has some really beautiful like room sprays, and they have just developed a spray called Livia's Casa di Livia, because it's a spray that sort of gets rid of negative energy, and it smells really wonderful. And so we have things like, let's see, we've got a journal, and the journal.
That's a journal?
Yeah, it's a journal.
Oh, that's great.
It's got the movie poster on it. But
nice.
There's a theme of gaslighting in the story. And so what we did was we changed this is the actual actress who plays Lyvia, but we've changed the actress according to what language we put the log line in. So we have this book the log line is in Italian and Spanish, and even in I think there's 12 different languages. And because gaslighting is something that happens, to women and people all over the world, not just necessarily women. So we have that, we have journals, and we have puzzle, some really cool, puzzles.
Oh, that's nice.
We even have golf balls.
Golf
balls. Yes.
What?
And so what I want to do is I want to give away, I think it would be fun to give away some buttons and a mug, and I'd like to give a journal away, and some of the golf balls. So that's going to be up to you, Todd and Nicole, how you want to do that. But that's what we'll do tonight. So everybody gets to get some.
Well, I think we all can have a part in this, and this would get people to the website, of course, to see everything. Some trivia or something about the movie, about the characters' names or locations or something. They like the journal. We could do something like that. Make it nice and simple for people, and because that's some really cool stuff. A puzzle.
Yeah, that is cool. I mean, jigsaw puzzles. Sign me up.
One of our Queen Mary friends put it together already. He already got the big one, because you can get small, medium, and large, and he got the one that was 500 pieces with a.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah, so we got to put that together as well. So.
What a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This could be fun. So what we can do, we'll see who's been paying attention. We'll go for the journal. We'll go for the journal first.
Okay.
And the first person that can type in the website of this film, the first person that can type in the website, either YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, wherever you're, Twitter, they'll all come in here. You guys just type that in there, the website address, and you get the journal.
Oh boy, that sounds like fun.
Let's see.
Hold it up again, Patricia. Plug this journal. Come on, put that journal up on the screen.
That journal is nice.
I will.
This way they can.
There you go.
There you go.
Journal. And this one is in Italian. See on the back. I don't know if you can really tell. This one is.
Oh yeah, I can kind of
Now
Oh,
that's
great.
hardbound too, isn't it?
Yes, it's a
Nice.
hardbound. Yeah, it's really a nice.
Oh,
print.
you don't see that very often.
Yeah, it's
No.
nice one. No, the swag is really beautiful. It's on Sailor Moon's website, and they have even the T-shirts. They've got all kinds of things, and they're really very nice quality. We're really pleased.
I believe I've heard of them before. That sounds familiar to me, Sailor Moon.
Yeah,
Check it
and
out.
it's actually one of our actors and his husband both own the shop.
Oh, great. Nice.
Yeah, Britt Zane also. They have a great scene together. Britt and
Nice.
terrific, yeah. So, yeah, okay. So we'll see. Hopefully somebody will do that. Yes.
I see Barry's in there.
Yeah,
and
that's
Joe,
you.
Linda,
Putting that
Casey,
in there
Caden,
for
everyone,
those people
Megan,
joining us.
lots of people.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna send you. Okay, private. Oh, it is.
Now,
There we go.
for the journal, you guys just tuning in here. There we go. Yeah, I knew that's what it was.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
And it's the first person to type the website address, the URL of this movie, Livia's House, wins the journal. And I know there's like delays and all that fun stuff too.
Mhm.
There we go. But
I'm waiting.
this psychological thriller is expected to come, you said, around probably 2023, around in there.
Well, the first screenings will probably be in 2022 at film festivals, and we're going to have a private screening up here as well for all. It was a real community event because everybody helped us. We had something like, if my count is correct, I think we had about 60 extras for the different scenes, and they're all local folks. So that was really, really fun. And we had a lot of, I mean, the production value, the production value was already good, but then when everyone started getting involved, like all of a sudden we got things like, we got this fantastic local bar here called Nicholas Tavern. And it's, something that everybody loves. It was closed for a long time because of COVID. And then he opened it just for us so that we could film in there. And, so that was a fun experience. And then we had Duke's Diner in Olivehurst. It's a family-owned diner, and we did a scene in Duke's Diner, and we did a scene at the karaoke bar right down the road from it called Grumpy's. And then we went to Van Dyke's Rice Dryer, which is it's actually the rice dryer that my husband's family uses, and Connie Van Dyke was a huge help for us. And we do a plug in the film because when Tara Manning starts doing her spying, trying to find out what's going on, she's got her face covered, and you can see she's wearing a Van Dyke's rice dryer hat.
Classic.
Yeah. So it was that was fun too. So there's a lot of local people who helped us.
So someone in comments is saying they're typing out the website, but I believe you need to be on the WLTK-DB's Facebook page, correct?
Oh, okay.
I don't know, and not YouTube. So that would be at WLTK-DB on Facebook.
Okay.
I think that could be the problem.
You talk about the one that already typed it, Nicole?
Yeah.
I saw that too.
Because I see that, she's on YouTube. So that might be the problem.
Yeah, it didn't come through, but that's okay. So Barry?
Yep, Barry. So go to the WLTK-DB Facebook page.
All right.
So Mary's got the journal. Fantastic.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, there can be a little confusion in there with that. I mean, it's because there's so many places to put the comment, and most of them come in here, but sometimes the old.
Yeah, that's weird because I see that she's on the YouTube version, so that might be the.
It should show up, but sometimes they miss through. Well, congratulations, Barry. That's amazing. That's a lot of fun. I mean, and
she's a writer too, so she's going to be
the journal,
imagine writing in that, and this is I am so happy for you guys.
There's a shopping list in there. So.
There is? Oh, really?
I said you could put your shopping list in it. If you
Oh,
want.
that's true
could
too.
put-
Yeah,
Which
right.
You could
Incorporated,
put all
so-
the list of all the people you're no longer speaking with,
Yeah, there you go.
As well.
page
The
after
hit
page.
list.
Yeah,
My personal journal.
exactly. Or I keep all my hate mail.
Perfect for it. Perfect. For it.
No, this is a lot of fun. So this
So
is
fun.
going to be this film. Now you're pitching it to different networks and things. Is that how this works in the end? When you're tying things up, you're just kind of the post-production part. You have the final piece, then you just kind of have to start pitching it to people.
Actually, you would pitch it if you wanted them to produce it. So you would pitch a screenplay and you do that. But because this is produced, what you want to do now is find a distributors that will they'll send it to streaming services or theaters or whatever. So that's what happens when you go to film festivals. There are buyers there for films, and then there's something called the American Film Market, which is very much like the Frankfurt Book Fair for books. This is just for films. People can go and buy films. So that's how it works. When you have one that's already completed, then you just want to get someone to distribute it for you. And a lot of times those people will be at certain film festivals, not every film festival. So that's one way. And then the other way is you can also hire a sales something or other to get the distributor for you. So that's how it works. Yeah, I don't really have any doubt though that it's going to be picked up, because we've already had some interest and sent out some scenes and so forth. So it'd be pretty exciting. So one of these days, I hope it would be so much fun to have a screening and just invite everyone that I like from the Queen Mary, and just have them all, just like a private screening just for us. That would kind of be fun. So
That would be
great to do
really
a screening
cool.
on the Queen Mary. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh,
Yeah,
goodness.
yes.
absolutely.
Let's
Yes.
put that out there. Let's manifest that. once
Well,
we-
that's something that can easily be
reopens.
arranged when the ship opens.
When it opens.
Intent. Yep.
Mhm.
Intent.
Yeah.
This is so exciting, and I love how the community of where it was filmed pretty much participated in it. So it's a big family collaborative event, which is so cool.
They
That's
offered
awesome.
such a level of authenticity, kind of
Uh-huh.
speaking on that again. It was just to be in that community with all those amazing people. It was just wonderful.
And when viewers are watching the film, they are going to sense that. You're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
sense that authenticity, and that makes the movie all that much better, in my opinion. So,
Absolutely.
besides its creative force, you have that authenticity that's going for it too, which is so cool.
And what about like funding? Funding something like this has to be a beast.
Yeah.
That has to be crazy. What are some ways we can help? Other people can help. Are there any ways we can help?
Well, that's a lovely thought that you would say that. We're always taking donations. We have on the Lyvia's House page, if you ring her doorbell, then it takes you to a site where you can donate. Yes. And then we just recently started, there's actually something called equity crowdfunding, which is new. It just became legal because we have actual investors. So they buy units, but those are pretty expensive. If you buy one unit, it's in the thousands of dollars. But if you want to buy a piece of a unit, you can buy, instead of just donating to get a T-shirt, you can actually spend $200 and buy a piece of the movie now. So you actually then, when we sell it and when it starts to bring in revenue, then anyone who does that actually gets a return on their money. So that's a new thing, which is fun to offer to people who don't have thousands and thousands to contribute. So instead of getting a T-shirt, if you donate $100, you get a T-shirt. If you donate $200, you can actually get a piece of the film that belongs to you. And then you can go to a party and say, oh yes, I've invested in a film. I own this film, which is fun.
Cool.
Why not? Right.
That's a cool idea.
So we have that. You know, it's a lot of record keeping, because now for one unit you're going to have about 50 people. But you know, why not? You know, it's
that's a creative way to
It is.
get people
yeah.
involved.
So that's
It is.
interesting. So we've had some nibbles on that, and we have gotten people have been very generous, and not just with donations, but as I say, people allowed us to use their spaces, and that in itself is just worth thousands. I mean, you guys are from Southern California, so you know, like when they're renting a property or something, how expensive that can be.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
we just got lots of volunteers, and people really helped us and with stuff like that. So that also
And the
is
spaces, they didn't feel like sets. They just felt real, like lived in, like years and years of kind of stories in the walls. And you can't really replicate that so well
No.
sometimes, you know?
Absolutely.
The scene with Andrew, when Andrew he goes into this bar. This is a local bar that everyone loves, and on the ceiling are all dollar bills that have been the whole ceiling's covered with them. You know, so that's kind of fun. You know, it's a lot of fun things like that. We were lucky. We were very lucky that everybody was excited about it. I think like I say, it came at the right time, because after COVID, everyone was just really looking forward to doing something fun and different and stuff. So.
And look what you did.
Yep.
Look,
it was a real experience for me. I mean, one of the things that one of my favorite things that happened is I cooked all the meals for the crew. I just, you know, there's if you think about the way some of the crew is treated on sets, they're kind of dismissed in a lot of ways. And I just found out recently that on some of the larger movies, if they're busy and they don't have time, sometimes they don't feed the crew, and they just pay like a food penalty, a meal penalty. So they rather pay the penalty than feed their crew. And you know, I'm Italian. The idea of not feeding,
I get it.
it's just like mind-boggling, you know. And so I thought, well, it's a small enough crew that I can you know, do the cooking. And it was funny because I would do the cooking in the house where we're filming, and if they were in the living room and I moved a spoon or something, you'd hear quiet on the set. You know, you had to like stop cooking in the kitchen or be really quiet.
Oh my
God. Andrew sat next to me while I was cooking and sang to me.
wow.
That's
It was
right.
one of my.
She has these great high ceilings with these amazing acoustics, and it was just, I couldn't resist, and it was so nice.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
It kept Patricia kind of, you know, calm and centered, and you know, so she could get done what she needed to get done. I feel like Patricia and I really developed a real like rapport. Like we kept each other moving forward and laughing. There was so much laughter, because in those moments it can get pretty, you know, things can get tense, and you're up against deadlines and the sunlight going away. And, you know, I wanted to do my part separate from being a performer, but I wanted to bring a sense of, you know, levity and fun to the process, because if you're not enjoying it, then why are we here?
What's the point? Exactly.
Yeah.
What's the
And
point?
he certainly did that. He's a great sense of humor. And I think our director of photography told me that in every way, Andrew was his favorite as a character and as a person. So that was, and it's true. He was yes, he did say that.
Well, now everybody else is going to be mad at him for saying that, and you just put it out on blast. So you threw him under a bus.
I did. I sure did.
Oops.
That's my way. That is my way, you know.
Whoops.
So, but he was very.
That's so sweet.
What I loved, and actually, you know, it was almost every single actor there, I'd have to say, everybody put their heart and soul into it. But what I loved was the dedication, you know, and how everybody felt like it was their project, you know. So it was a very good experience in that way, that everybody pulled together and helped each other and stuff. So So
And like
Good
a special
stuff.
shout out, I think, for Tara, for our actress, our amazing actress Tara, but who really she was running the show in so many ways, day in and day out, just producing, assistant directing, script, working with you. It was just, and then being an actress. It was, I just was, and it was her first real
amazing.
kind of
Yes.
opportunity and
Oh,
experience doing this.
wow.
So
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
yeah, Tara, if
Mhm.
you're listening or if you're out there, you
That's
blew us
right.
all away.
She did.
Yeah.
And, I visualized her in the part from the very beginning. And I'm glad she was able to do it because
Yeah.
I feel, as I look at it now, as I see the acting, it's really very well done. So it's exciting. I can't wait to see, to see, how it goes for all of them. Our lead male, Joshua Malekos, was in another film called Twisted, and that one took 4 years to finish. They had it took a long time because she decided to rewrite the ending, and they went back and they did pickups. And then right as we were finishing up this one, he found out that it was, first of all, they got a shout out at Cannes. It's a horror film as well. Got a shout out at Cannes, and they got distribution. So like, that's pretty exciting because he did that. He was only 19 when he filmed that, and he was 23 when he filmed ours. So he's just going to have one like right after the other as well. But these are all new actors, with the exception of Andrew, Anne-Marie, Deborah, who plays Tara's mother. They're
By
all
that
pretty
she means
sweet.
the old people. The new ones are the young ones.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't consider you an old person by any
The
means.
old ones.
Yeah, the
Anne-Marie's
old
going to
ones.
really love that you said that. Thank you very. She's going to be thrilled, right? But
She and I are very competitive, though.
Oh, I know. My God, it's
God, I
endless.
love
unbearable.
competitiveness. That's
Yeah.
great. It keeps you going.
Yes,
Yeah, it makes
indeed.
the world go around. That's motivation.
So, they also got along like a house on fire as well. So, it's going to be exciting to see what happens to these young people and how their performances are received.
How they blossom.
How
Exactly.
they blossom. Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing. And we've got time here. You want to do one more, Patricia? With the
Oh yeah.
Sell
More
the
swag
merch.
offer.
Sell the merch.
Sure.
this one.
What about mugs? Is a mug a good idea or golf ball?
Mugs
We
are
love
great.
Mugs are great. What are you talking
Now-
about?
Okay,
Absolutely.
So we got a couple of different mugs, so they're going to be able to select which one. This is a poster. Actually, this is. I hope you can see it. Let me see.
Yeah, look at that.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that is our lead actress. That is Tara, and she's right there on the cup. And this is a poster, which is kind of like an Easter egg in the story. When you see this poster and you see how she's dressed and why she's dressed that way, and there's a lot of surrealism in the story. So so this little poster says, because again, she's supposed to be Italian, right? And it says "Anche io preferisco biscotti," which means I also love cookies. So
Nice.
and she's holding a plate of cookies. So and this one is a brunette version because we originally thought about making Lyvia a brunette, and then we decided to go with blonde hair. So you got the blonde and the brunette, if whichever one you prefer. And that's one. And then we have the cup, which also has the movie poster on it. So a mug. So we
Whoever
got a mug.
made that's amazing graphics work, by the way.
Yeah, I love it too. I think it's a really beautiful. It's a shot of the house, and then at the top there you can see it's a farm and somebody digging a hole.
Oh, amazing graphic.
And I love how the house is kind of under the hole, so there might be a theme with that,
Yeah.
Sorry, my mind goes in
Of
weird
course,
directions.
writer.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so the next one up for grabs, what we're going to do is name the character that Andrew played in the movie. Name the character that Andrew played in the movie. The first person to do that gets that awesome mug. That's a lot of fun. And
Good stuff.
I mean, it's top of the hour right now. It's we can take a break and go over a little bit, I guess. Are you okay with that, Nicole?
I'm fine. Absolutely.
Okay, so that's what we'll do. Now, those of you folks that have one, be sure and just
Someone, yep.
send your mailing address, if you would, to this email
Yes.
address that you're seeing on the screen here. Contact at WLTK-DB.com. And I'll go ahead and leave that up there for you for a little while so you can write that down. Did we get a winner? We
Yep,
did.
We sure did. Corey Williamson. And well, actually,
Williamson.
yeah,
Well,
Georgie's the answer.
Georgie
Yeah.
is the answer. Yep.
Yep.
close with George, but Georgie
Very
is
close.
the answer. Congratulations, Corey.
Georgie Smalls.
Nothing
Well,
small
Casey-
about him.
That's right.
There's nothing small about them.
I
Be
love
sure
it.
to send, like I said, your mailing address to that email address you're seeing on the screen there. Contact at WLTK-DB.com. Of course, those of you listening now to the archive, this contest is not live. I just
I know,
put
right?
that in there
Smart.
because I have gotten emails and phone calls after
Yeah,
hours. It has been.
me
It's great.
too.
It's fun. It's like, hey, sorry, but it's over. You
No,
know.
I've run into that issue too. You know, life's a learning lesson.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do, we're going to come back and talk to Patricia and Andrew some more, and we're going to do some more giveaways for you fine folks. So just stay tuned. We're going over just a few minutes here. Haunted Voices, more coming up. Stay tuned.
Looking to launch your new masterpiece? Then try something new with Moonbow Publishing and Publications. At Moonbow, we have a strong desire to serve authors in a powerful and meaningful way. After all, you've poured your heart and soul into your writing, and we fully understand and respect that. Remember this: you will own the copyright to your work. You will have the final say on your work before published. Even after all of that, we've saved the best for last. We won't take a percentage sold. Nope, not a penny. Excited about MoonbowPublications.com yet? We thought so. Take advantage of our company's services like book editing, formatting, and covers, publishing, and photography. Moonbow Publishing and Publications has everything you're looking for in a company. Remember, we will not keep any commissions. We are a boutique publishing company focusing on spiritual, health and wellness, and personal growth genres. So come and see what we can do for you at MoonbowPublications.com. That's MoonbowPublications.com. Moonbow Publications, a new kind of publishing company.
Top of the hour, you are listening to Haunted Voices live right here, WLTK-DB.com. And we're talking to Patricia and Andrew of Lyvia's house this evening, author Patricia Davis as well. She's got some great books. We're going to throw those out there too, because we're having a lot of fun with these guys, learning a lot about this film. It's supposed, you know, it's got some post-production things it's doing, but we're doing some giveaways and you guys are having fun with these. And during the break, Patricia, she said that both Casey and Corey will get a cup. And I think
That's nice. I like that.
so. Thank you, Patricia. And there's so much going on here with this new film. And Barry saying, I'm just here for the stories.
Oh, gotta love Barry.
There's been a lot of great ones. And speaking of which, I think this is going to be a perfect way to the next little giveaway here.
Okay.
Bloopers.
Oh, I
Now-
love bloopers are awesome.
A project of this size, being a close-knit family cast and so forth, what kind of bloopers did you guys experience? I've got to hear some of these. Did you have
We
any?
had a whole night that almost went south because of the sprinklers that we couldn't figure out
Oh
how to turn
my
off.
God, I forgot about that. Oh, that's
You forgot
right.
about that? How is that possible?
I
You
don't
were on another level of operating that night. Patricia, it was like someone had taken over your body, your spirit. I don't know who you were. That was an amazingly tense night, but we made it through.
Well, we had the sprinklers went off and all the lights were out there.
Oh,
And those things are really expensive. So they can just if you get them wet, they could just all be just.
Yeah.
You couldn't figure out how to shut the sprinklers off.
no.
I don't know why that was. Pete wasn't around, or what? I can't.
Pete
remember.
wasn't around, and the box that we were trying to use, like we had all the flashlights we were trying to figure out, but it turned out that the box we needed to actually access was on the other side of the house, and it took Nico kind of discovering it on a whim. We were just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right. Well, I sometimes feel like Lyvia actually, there's a certain kind of energy in this house, but a positive one. So maybe, who knows? Maybe it was divine intervention. Who knows? But
divine intervention. Absolutely.
I forgot about that. That totally slipped my mind. Yeah, we had that twice. Yeah. We had that on another night also when you weren't there. But I wish I could talk about everyone who was in the film. But one of the things I wanted to say about Andrew, I'm going to say this because right after we did the trailer, there's 2 trailers out there. There's a pre-concept trailer, which we used we took that to investors, and that's one, the very first one that we did. And then we have the new one that's out, and the pre-concept trailer, you won't see that anymore because we had some actors in it that were sort of on loan, just for the trailer. So once we cast everyone, that one went down, but Andrew was in that trailer, and he'd already agreed to do the part. And I was very excited, and the director, Nico, was very excited about having Andrew on board. And then Andrew got this amazing job, which I hope you're going to tell them about that. He just got this great gig, and the first thing that went through my mind was how much he deserves it. The second thing that went through my mind, of course, was he's probably not going to be able to do this now. And that was fine with me because, these things, it is what it is, and I remember I went and I told Nico, and I said, there's a good possibility that Andrew is going to have to now turn this role down because he's going to be very busy with his other job. And then Andrew said, there's absolutely no question that I'm not going to do this. And he was just... You
mean not turn it down?
Yeah, that I'm not going to turn this down. Didn't I say that? Did I say it the wrong way? Okay. So, yeah, screw you, he said. I'm not going to do this. No, so what happened was we actually had to, the only way that we could arrange it was to fly him up twice. So because with some of the characters who had say a week of, a certain number of, a week of filming, let's say, you don't do, you're not filming in order because we would have had to keep everybody, we had people coming in from, I think Anne-Marie's from Georgia, if am I not wrong? Yeah, so she would have had to stay for 2 months, whereas her staff, we just, banged it all out in 1 week. And Andrew couldn't stay up for a week because he just gotten hired. What is it that you're doing? I mean, you could share with us if you want to.
Sure. Well, I work, I am excited to now also be doing a lot of work behind the scenes in production. So I work at a production company, and it's essentially a small studio really called Make Entertainment. And I work as part of their unscripted TV and film development crew. So we're kind of, as Patricia was saying earlier, when you pitch new concepts to investors and networks, that's the type of work that I find myself doing now is with my team of creative execs. We're fielding new offers and we're getting ideas off the ground, and we're kind of beginning the inception process of how things, make their journey, hopefully to the screen or to, whatever medium is at play. So it's really been an exciting, but yes, very time-consuming and often draining world to be in.
Behind the scenes can be often more exhausting than, when you're right in front of the camera. So
Absolutely.
I get that. I totally get that.
Amen.
But it was important for me to.
Both.
It was important for me to stay. I didn't want to because I'm also just someone who, when I make a commitment, it's very hard for me to then go back on that.
It was
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that really says a lot about you, Andrew.
It really does, and it was really wonderful because the director just there were a number of. I'm going to say he loved all the actors and stuff like that, but there were a number of people that when you just have it in your head that this person has to have the part, and Andrew was one of them. And as soon as I knew that he'd gotten hired, I was like, oh, I don't want to tell him this because I know he's going to be really upset about this. But I actually went over and I said, I don't know. And he's just like, no, that just can't happen. That just can't happen. And instead, Andrew flew up twice for us. So he came up on a Friday night, or was it Thursday? I can't remember. He came up.
It was one of each, yeah.
Yeah, he shot Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Went home Sunday, and then came back again. I was almost a month later, if I'm not wrong, and I had to shoot again. And one of the times he was shooting was like boiling hot. We were in the middle of the summer at that point. There was like
it gets hot up there at that time.
Gosh, it was 1,000,000 degrees, and Georgie always dresses in black.
Ooh.
He was wearing long sleeves, and it was just a really hot day. And
did I complain? No, not once.
Good.
Responsibility and maturity.
Maturity.
Yes, maturity. Good word.
Of course, he kept telling me he had SAG on speed dial, and I just better watch myself, or he was going to put in a complaint to SAG, and he made everyone call him Mr. Diego. We all had to call him by his SAG. But other than that, there was
I was very easy to work with.
Yes, he was easy. Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Exactly. So, that was a wonderful thing. The way everybody pulled together to get it all done, and I thought that was very sweet of him that he didn't give up on us.
That's amazing. Excuse me. That's amazing. That is. It does. It tells a lot about your character, Andrew.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And that's tough to find these days.
Did he say though that you could call him Andrew, or did you two?
We had a conversation separately.
We did.
It's really none of your business. Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
She has this problem where
Whoa. I'm going to exit at this point. No, I'm kidding.
I love it. Oh, yes.
Oh, my God.
Let's do one more, and then we'll decide. What we got? We got the puzzle.
Golf ball.
Golf balls?
Yeah.
You want to do the golf balls?
Golf balls or puzzle? What do you prefer?
Let's see. Nicole, you choose.
Can we do both? Why don't we do both?
Yeah. I was just going to,
We'll do both. Okay, Nicole, can you think of any question for this one?
Oh, let's do, oh God, the name of where it takes place in the movie, the setting. Let's do that.
I was going to say that. I actually
were you?
read my mind. Yes.
Read my mind. Yes.
Okay. Look at
nice. So
leave us on a golf ball.
That's
what a cool idea. All right, so that's what it is. The first person to name the setting that Livia's house took place, the setting, and you can find that on the website, liviashouse.com. The setting it took place, they also mentioned it several times during the show. First person to name that gets the golf balls. Those are fun too. Those are something.
Makes me want to go golfing now. I haven't gone golfing in forever.
I've never been golfing.
I think, sir.
Joe B.
Mr. Joe B.
River Oaks.
That's right.
Congratulations, Joe. You get the golf balls. Those are going to be so much fun.
Joe's going to be doing some golfing. Let's just put it that way.
Now, what we're going to do, just send your contact information, your snail mail. Okay, this isn't a digital product, folks. This is a tangible piece, something you hold in your hand. So we will need the snail mail address, and just email that to us, contact@WLTK-DB.com, and just send it there, and we'll yeah, this is too much fun.
This is
the
fun.
golf balls. Russ Bailey joined us. How you doing, Russ? Good to see you.
Oh, he's got clubs, he said.
Yeah, wow. Good stuff.
Got the clubs to go with it. Good deal. Now we've got one more. We've got this puzzle, and one of you two, either Andrew or Patricia, I want you two to think up the question for this.
That'll be Andrew. Oh, you go.
Okay, Andrew.
Oh.
Puzzles are tricky, so should it be a tricky
Oh,
question?
Patricia, no, you'll have to help me out with this.
Is it? It's not in the trailer, so we can't do. I was
But
going to say
mine is probably really difficult because you have to have been listening right at the beginning. Is that fair?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fun.
When Patricia first reached out to me with
yeah.
invitation, what was I doing?
That's a good one. I like that.
No one's going to know this. Why am I even? I'm sorry, everybody. Whoever's listening, they're like, "What is this person talking about?"
Someone's
all right. If nobody responds, Patricia, you can ask it.
Okay. Let's see. I don't see
I
anyone.
am so bad at this.
Casey's on the Casey's on the right track.
Yeah, she's on the right track.
That might have to be
Not
good enough.
quite that. Yeah.
You guys can see these comments.
There's something to be said for being on the
You
right
can
track.
write a book out of these comments.
How about okay, if we don't get that one, how about what was Andrew doing while Patricia was cooking in the kitchen?
Oh, that's a good
better.
one.
Great
Okay, that's
question.
good.
And
See,
that
What
was
was Andrew doing? That because that was kind of a little bit further in, so we'll see.
yeah, that's some good trivia. That's some good show trivia. What was Andrew doing when Patricia was cooking the feast?
Her 9-course meal.
9 courses.
Of,
The Italian
pasta carbonara, you know,
pasta
linguine and
lasagna.
clams.
keep it appropriate.
Yum.
This is a family-friendly
Yeah,
show.
I should have kidnapped you to bring you up here so you could help me cook. I don't see anybody respond. Nobody knows.
They're thinking.
They're thinking. Okay.
They're thinking maybe. But it's now.
Joe's like watching if she was doing it right.
I love these. I love
That's
these
also
comments.
true. That is true.
Yes. Kept his eye on me.
Yeah.
A lot of fun comments. And while we're waiting for the answer, folks, I want to let you guys know that 11 Eastern, 10 Central, stay tuned. Paranormal Pete is going to be live with cryptozoologist Ken Gerhardt. He's going to be on the show.
That's going to be a good show.
Ooh.
And they're going to be talking some Sasquatch and crypto, folks. So it's going to be some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And of course, tonight we have been talking with Andrew and Patricia of Lyvia's House, liviashouse.com. Be sure to check out the website.
What?
And
You got an answer.
did we get an answer?
Oh, Casey got it. All right.
Shaving in the bathroom.
Bravo. Give her everything. Whatever's left. Seriously, that's amazing.
We'll get
Wow.
the
That's
present.
cool.
He
Good
gets the
job,
present.
Casey.
Just paying attention. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Casey.
Very cool.
See, you never know when you're going
You
to get an
never know.
offer.
You
You
never
just never know.
Mhm.
You know?
And you never know what you'll be doing when that offer comes.
Exactly.
Shaving of all things, Andrew.
I also remember when because I stopped what I was doing to respond, like only half my face was shaved and the other half wasn't. And I responded, Patricia, and then I finished the other half. It was one of those moments.
It was
That's
so nerve-wracking sending that script over. I was waiting for you to say something like, don't call me
Never
again.
contact me again.
Never.
No. No.
I would never do that again.
I'm gonna have a word with my friends that gave you this contact information.
Right.
Well, when you said you liked the script, I was very excited. It was very exciting to hear that from,
Well, I
pretty
mean,
much
in all
everyone.
seriousness, for as much as we banter, it's been such a, like, separate from the script and the film, just having Patricia kind of in my life in this new way, in this new creative way, has been such a gift in the past, year and a half, 2 years. So we were saying this yesterday, that we feel like we've known each other for so much longer than we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, absolutely, we do. Yeah, same sense of humor.
Yeah.
You two are amazing. That's all I have to say.
Absolutely.
You two are amazing.
You two are amazing, absolutely.
Truly.
And it's fun. It's fun being on. Thank you so much for having us on.
Such warmth coming out of both of you. So thank you.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
definitely likewise.
It's the Queen Mary. It's
the
doing
Queen
it again.
Mary.
She's doing it again. Hello. Hi,
and
Queen.
before we go, Andrew, tell us about the Ringmaster, Dark Harbor.
Oh, yes. Do that.
Oh, it was, well, I had started at Dark Harbor in 2012, 2011, which is crazy to think about now. But I sort of started my time at the event, as a different character working in one of the mazes at the time. And I sort of, through my work and through the relationships that I built there, I kind of became the understudy to that character. And then I began doing it full time and then sharing it on and off with my dear friend Peggy, who originated the role. And it was such a dream to kind of be the MC of this massive event and offer my sort of dark, twisted, sexy, like kind of master of ceremonies vibe to this just
you were
total
like
circus.
You're truly amazing at it. My goodness.
Oh, thank you. It was pure escapism and pure kind of the freedom that I was given to truly say and do whatever I wanted, which I don't know what their legal department was thinking to give me that right, but it gave me such joy to kind of just leave it all on the midway every night and to kind of find myself in that improvisational role. I mean, it was truly one of the best experiences for me as an actor, just because I had no choice but to take whatever was coming at me and make it work. And you never knew who you were going to encounter, what the demands of the night were going to look like. So to have that muscle be built in me was a huge gift that I still use in whatever project I'm doing. And I just can't wait for
too.
Oh my God, the makeup,
the
costuming, the entire production design of that event and it got progressively better and just more intricate. And as our fan base grew, it was really wonderful to hear the stories of people who were so connected to the Queen and had paranormal experiences there, or who just felt so kind of in touch with, the monsters that we had that were based on, real ghosts of the Queen, which I think separates Dark Harbor from so many of the other haunts, is that we really had this source material to play with. It was already the best backdrop you could ask for a Halloween event, and it was just our privilege to be able to create in it each season. So I can't wait for her to allow us that privilege again, hopefully very soon.
Oh, it's coming. And the money too that's generated from Dark Harbor, it's so much, and it goes right back into the ship, and that's a beautiful thing.
That's important.
So,
it's a great little video of Andrew getting his makeup put on for that event. So that's fun. They actually spray painted his tongue black.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was amazing. The amount of work.
You two, absolutely amazing people. Thank you so much for taking time to come on here tonight. Tell us about this. Have some fun with us. We got to know you. The audience got to know you. Really good stuff. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having
us. Such a pleasure.
We're definitely going to have you on again soon.
Fantastic. Absolutely. Especially when the movie comes out too. That could be part 3. Maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both. It was a joy.
Yes, it was. it was amazing. It was a lot of fun. Learned a lot, and I like that. You know, at the end of the day, you learn something, and I think everybody here screwed up and learned something tonight about film things like that.
Gotta screw up and learn
gotta
something,
You have to
folks.
screw up and do it. It's got to be an accident,
Gotta
or it
do
won't
it.
take.
Everyone
not
who's still
living.
listening, say good night to Mr. Diego. Mr. Diego, don't forget.
Everyone, Mr. Diego has left
There
the
you go.
building.
He's leaving the building.
He's never coming back.
No.
But I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy schedules for tuning in tonight. Be sure to stay tuned. 10 Central, 11 Eastern. Paranormal Pete, Ken Gerhardt's coming on there. And next week, we have Sherilyn Carter.
Oh,
Nice. Oh, that's the book. Okay. Yeah. That's the cover. That's an interesting cover. I
Yes,
can't
I'm
wait to
using
talk
my
to
old stimulus check as a bookmark.
Love that.
Hey, put it to use a second time.
It works. We got her coming
Oh
on
my
next week.
gosh,
It's going to be a
that's
lot of fun.
awesome.
Talking some good stuff there. But congratulations to all the winners. Get your addresses to contact at WLTK-DB.com, or just go to the website, WLTK-DB.com. Contact us through there, and we'll get those to you. But thank you so much, Patricia, Andrew, for coming on. And Nicole, what do you have coming up Thursday?
Well, I actually had to reschedule Seth and Tristan to December 2nd, so that's fine. So I'm just going to go solo, and I'm going to talk about my upcoming book, The Afterlife Chronicles, exploring the connection between life, death, and beyond. So yeah, I'll do that. And then the week after, I'm having Brandon Wainwright. He's a police officer up in Northern California, and he wrote a book called Tyson's Gift. And it's all about how his spirituality developed after the passing of his dog. So I'm reading the book now. It's already brought me to tears. It's amazing. So can't wait to have him on. And there goes my cat.
There's Kaylee.
Wants to make her.
you mentioned a dog. You mentioned a dog. You didn't
Right,
care
I
for
know.
that.
Oh my God, right on time.
All of you folks, take care. Have a phenomenal
Night.
week. Have a great
Night.
week.
Thank
Have
you.
a great week, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.